Hello crafty friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm Adrienne Bosey of Alice Scraps Wonderland. Today I'm sharing how I created this spooky season Reneabouquets guest design. As always, I'm using chipboard, butterflies, glitter glass, and lace, but I also used some of the beads and this spiderweb trinket. I have all of the supplies I used linked for you in the description box below. I'll be using the Prima Marketing Magic Spell collection with this project, and I start by tracing out a round 10-inch canvas onto the back of this star patterned paper. I cut the circle out and then distress the edges with my Sizzix multi-tool. To glue the paper to the canvas, I use Prima's soft matte gel. I spread the gel onto the back of the paper, then press it into the canvas. I switch out the multi-tool to the brayer and use it to press any wrinkles and air bubbles out. Once the gel that is gluing the paper down is dry, I use the unicorn effect paste through one of my Finnabair stencils. I changed out the multi-tool to the long palette knife to apply the effect paste. I've already cast this redesigned mold in resin. To add color, I'm using the black gold wax, covering the entire piece using a stenciling brush. I'm popping the resin piece up a bit so that it clears the lace I want to add underneath it, so I add several layers of foam adhesive to pop the resin piece up. I use hot glue to tack the lace in place, then go back to adding more foam adhesive to the resin piece. I use a little hot glue to help ensure the foam stays put on the back of the resin mold, then glue it to the canvas. I'm going to do my famous floating frame technique with two of these lilac heart frames. I start by dry fitting with a few flowers. I need to pop the pink ones up, so I use a bit of cardboard to help elevate them to keep the frame level. The flowers and the frame get glued down with hot glue. Before getting too far with adding more flowers, I decide to add some color to the Reneabouquets chipboard bats. I use a Catherine Puller ink to add the color, then heat emboss with clear embossing powder for shine. Once the bats are all finished, I go back to adding more flowers. To add the second frame, I glue 2 purple flowers to the first frame, then glue the second smaller frame to these flowers. As you may have noticed, my key to this floating frame technique is to place flowers on opposite sides to help hold up the frame well. Then I work on adding this cute witchy kitty chipboard piece. I'm popping her up on a black flower, but to help hide the foam I'm using to give her a bit more height, I use hot glue to shape the petals of the flower, gluing the top petals so they stand up a bit. Then I use foam and hot glue to add the kitty to the center of the black flower. I want to add a bit of color to this metal trinket, and the perfect way to do this is with distress embossing glaze. This embossing powder is semi-translucent, so it will make the trinket appear like it is made of a shiny color of metal. When heating up the embossing powder on metal, make sure to hold the metal with tweezers or other craft tool that has plastic or silicone so you don't burn your fingers. I work on adding the trinket to the canvas, but I also tuck in some of these stemmed rosebuds as well, cutting the excess wire stem off. I dry fit the butterflies I'm using just to help me with placement of the rosebuds and this last chipboard bat. I'm using the bottle that comes in the haberdashery set with the Magic Spell collection. I fill the little glass bottle with the fairy opal beads, cork the bottle, then glue it to the project. Before gluing the butterflies down, I like to add the glitter glass and beads to the project. I start by applying the soft matte gel to the flowers with a paintbrush where I want the glitter glass to go. Then I sprinkle on the diamond shard glitter glass and tap off the excess. To apply the fairy opal beads to the flowers, I use the same process and adhesive. Next, I bend the wings of the butterflies for more dimension, then add them to the project with hot glue. I want a little sentiment on here, so I use a bit of foam adhesive to attach this chipboard sticker sentiment to the witchy kitty. The finishing touch is adding some of the crystals from the collection. I used both hot glue and liquid adhesive to give them some extra staying power, depending on what the crystal was being attached to. I hope that you love this Halloween-inspired mixed media canvas. Don't forget to like this video and to hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Until next time, happy crafting!